Welcome back to my little film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. We've got a little film review for you today. It's been out about a month as I'm recording this. I'm recording this on the 23rd of April 2022. And this film's been available since about mid-March here in the UK at the cinemas. It's still showing in some places, but it will be out, of course, on DVD and Blu-ray very, very soon. And it's the Nan movie. Yes, the Nan movie. Nothing to do with bread. It's just if you know who the Nan is, you'll know who it's about. 95 minutes, of course, a British-based let's say comedy drama. 15 certificate, originally of course conceived as called This Nan's Life, which probably wouldn't have made any difference to the bread connection, wouldn't it? It's written by Catherine Tate, of course, and Brett Goldstein, and directed by Josie Rourke, who was apparently uncredited in this. Oh, shame. Poor thing. Internet Movie Database, yeah. Oh, not great, guys. We'll have a look at it in a second, but 4.9 out of 10. They say that's the 23rd of April 2022. 218 people scored it between 6 and 9. That's 55% of the scores I've looked at. As I say, I ignore the 10 out of 10s and 1 out of 10s. 178 people scored it between 2 and 5. So 55%, not a total disaster, but not the greatest positivity. You've got to have Nan fans, you've got to have non-Nan fans, let's be honest about it. And if you're not a Nan fan anyway, there's nothing in this that's going to convince you to go out and watch it, that's for sure. So what about it? Of course it stars. Who stars? Of course we've got Catherine Tate as Joni Taylor, Nan. We've got Matthew Horn as a grandson, Jamie. Nikki Wardley as the officer, Marla. Catherine Parkinson as Nell Taylor. Ruchika Jane as Neera, and Bill Murphy as Officer Jonas, and a few more little hangers-on as well starring in this. And it, of course, is based on the television series Catherine Tate's Nan, which was set, 4 specials was set between 2009 and 2015. Yeah, I'm not sure I watched all those, in full fairness. And itself, of course, what I do remember is a spin-off of the television sketch series The Catherine Tate Show that aired between 2004 and 2007. And it's, of course, about Nan, a foul-mouthed, yes, can't disagree with that, cantankerous, absolutely spot on, London woman, Joni, Nan, who obviously Nan Taylor's grandson, Jamie, takes her unknowingly. At first, she thinks she's going for a day spa to Coventry, I think, takes her to see her dying sister, with whom she, of course, had a falling out when they were young women. Nan would rather just have a good time, however, and the road trip features many comedic detours alternated with flashbacks to the sisters in their youth. So there you go. You got 2 stories for the price of one, a road trip plus a sort of origins, isn't it? An origins as to why Nan had fell out with her sister. So my thoughts, as I say, that score, yeah, it's always going to be a tough task, isn't it, bringing a character that I did once. As I said, I'm not overly familiar with the 4 specials he did, but obviously I loved her when I used to watch the Catherine Tate Show. And certainly a 5-minute sketch, it's always going to be difficult to extend that to a 90-minute feature film. So it was for me personally, I sort of ventured into this with trepidation. I had seen 1 or 2 negative scores, so I wasn't overly optimistic. I mean, it's an okay origin story, of course. It's nice to see what happened and why they fell out and why, and there's a lot of poignancy in those segments of the film as well. But for me, the road trip was a little disappointing. The little misadventures, if you like, were a bit of a struggle for me, a bit disappointing. And the mini animation sequences, I can understand them putting something in just to break up, I won't say monotony, that's a bit cruel, isn't it? I don't, to break up the sequences, but for me, I just found them a little bit annoying. I do like Nan. I love Nan. I think she's great. The original, anyway, from 15 years ago when it was first started appearing, Catherine Tate. Sadly, for me, it's possibly best as a memory to have a laugh with people. Remember Nan, yeah, and do the accent, etc. And I look back at perhaps Catherine Tate's show again. I'll certainly watch that again at some stage in my life. I have no doubt about it. But I think that's where it should be kept back as a memory. And this film, for me, just sort of didn't ruin it. It just didn't add anything to it. For me, as far as Nan, less is better, unfortunately. And I thought this film was a little bit unnecessary, but obviously they make money out of it, then keep people in work. That's all you can ask, and that's fair enough. But no, I'm not going to give this a mark because I don't want to give it less than 5, and that's my minimum mark. So out of respect to the original Nan that I still love to this day, I'm not going to give it a mark. But as I said, it's not a total disaster, but and I know a couple of people that have watched it that did enjoy it, but I just think it should have just been left as it was. But as I said, if you can earn money from it, and some people can get paid, and in these times of, when it's not easy to earn money, is it? Then all credit. I'll let it off, but I'm not going to give it a score. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, it doesn't totally diminish my happy memories, and there were moments in this that which I laughed out of courtesy because I thought I had to laugh because of the mannerisms, and I just loved those mannerisms. But that was all. The film itself was a bit needless, and a lot of the road movie elements just a little bit boring for me. But fortunately, it was only about 80 odd minutes, so it wasn't too bad, was it? Anyway, let me know what you think, guys. Till we meet again, I only have one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.